Jamie, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Good, Gabby. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the invite.
Of course. We're going to be talking a bit about carbon today. So I think a good place to start with these, as always, is what is carbon? What are you all about?
I wish I knew something about carbon. I'm gonna have to make something up here. I've been at Carbon for about 6 years, and prior to that, I was a Carbon customer, so I know quite a bit about carbon. It's funny. People a lot of times often just associate carbon with our 3D printers, which we do make some pretty robust and accurate and reliable 3D printers, but we're actually a technology company. Really, we're a hardware, software, and materials company. So we're based in California, the West Coast, around San Francisco, Redwood City, and we fabricate the printers there, and some of the amazing software that goes with it, and then also some of the materials as well for our customers. So in a nutshell, keeping it concise, Carbon is a hardware, software, and materials company that partner strategically with labs to help them improve the way their businesses run.
Great, thank you so much for that. I also wanted to know what challenges you are seeing in the dental profession at the moment and how Carbon is tackling some of these.
Well, that's a great question, and it's really applicable in the US and also in Europe, or really anywhere, I think, but particularly what we found in conversations with labs in the US, customers or non-customers, and same with Europe. A couple key areas, really it's around labor. It's the cost of producing the parts and the goods and the products that labs produce. So labor, the price of labor, analog labor is very expensive. So labs want to transition from analog labor to digital. And there's many, if this was a 1 hour chat, there's many benefits.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It is. There's many benefits that come from moving analog to digital, but one of those is less labor to produce the parts, and you can repurpose those technicians to do other things. And on the note of technicians, that's the other key area that labs are really challenged with right now. Is we have globally an aging, experienced dental technician workforce, and we're not seeing them replaced with newer technicians coming into the industry and building their experience. So we've got a lot of work coming into labs. A lot of patients need work, and we've got high labor rates and then a lack of experienced technicians, and that trend seems to continue. So that's where we focus our efforts. Is we've developed some software and some hardware that eliminates the need for human labor. So yeah, we can chat about those more specifically if you'd like to, but that's...
Please, yeah, if you could elaborate on that a little bit, I think that'd be really beneficial.
Yeah, a couple examples are we've developed what we call our AO suite. It's our automatics operations suite, and it's hardware and software that's automated basically. So first of all, we have an automated solution for removing parts from the build platform. So you could print models. The printer can run for up to 14 hours unattended.
Wow.
So that means it will remove the parts from the build platform, put them into a basket, and then re-dispense resin and just go again and again and again for 12 to 14 hours, depending on the geometry of the parts, before you fill up your basket. But about 250 models can be produced that way. So that's an example of hardware. Another example of hardware is we have a special printing window. We call our windows our cassettes, but it produces parts that have a surface texture or more clarity or a shinier surface texture. Yeah, so if you're producing something like a splint, a night guard that would come off the printer and then need to be polished up by hand by a technician, these come off very, very clear, so it eliminates the need for labor there. Okay. Yeah. And
thank you. No, really, really helpful. It's always good to have a few examples to let people know, what you're doing and how you are essentially making the lives of dental technicians easier. I think my final question would be, why Carbon? What is it that's making you, or what is it that you feel makes you stand out?
Yeah, that's a great question. Really, Carbon, what we are is we used to have a slogan that we would say, we're more than a printer, we're a partner.
Okay.
And we really, truly do believe that. We partner strategically with our labs to help them overcome their challenges and understand the costs of running their lab and doing their business. So we have some calculators we've built. We can sit with labs, plug in their labor rates, their operational hours, their material costs, and look at what it costs them to do what they're doing now, and how moving those products and processes to Carbon can actually save them money And we help them in lots of other ways too, with marketing support, even educating and communicating clinicians. We have an education CE program where we partner with them and do events to help, get these parts in the hands of their clinicians and let them understand the materials. And so in lots of different ways, for us, it's not about just selling equipment and then a couple years later selling new equipment. It's equipment that lasts years, and we are there for the duration to help our labs.
An ongoing dialogue, a relationship with the people you're working with.
Yes, yeah, more like a strategic partnership, really, for business growth and development. Yeah.
Jamie, thank you so much for giving up your time today.
Thank you, Abby. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.